Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are tuning in from around the world, and especially if you're in the great state of Florida. That's where I still am at the moment. I'm traveling. I apologize for a little bit of the lighting that's going on here, but we're going to keep going, keep bringing you the best alpha content that I can bring for you. And as always, smash that like. If you've been watching the channel, you know what to do. That helps get this content out to more people. Love reading your comments and your questions. Thank you so much for the feedback. I do really appreciate that. And of course, if you haven't joined our ever-growing community, you can smash the subscribe button and you'll get content delivered to you whenever I do a show. All right, so we're going to jump into the news. So we had Solana's been a little bit bearish lately, and the ETF has kind of gotten pushed down the track. There's concerns over Solana's classification as a security. So certainly there doesn't seem like there is going to be a Solana ETF anytime soon. However, as we know with the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETF, they did take a lot of time. So this could be quite a while, but I'm not expecting any movement on that anytime soon. Okay. Of course, summer is for corrections with Bitcoin, but the fourth quarter is usually very strong during bull runs. So hold on to your hats. We could be in for a pretty awesome fourth quarter. As you can see what happened just even in the fourth quarter of 2023, we had a great push up there for Bitcoin. Are we going to see the same thing? Historically speaking, this has been the case. And even if you look back to 2020, in the last bull run, we saw an incredible takeoff in the fourth quarter. There's a lot of bullish narratives. Saylor has got buying more Bitcoin. FTX is going to release a lot of those creditor funds, 16 billion. The Fed rate cut, well, we think is going to be in 30 days. The DXY is dropping, which has tended to be a very bullish signal. When the DXY usually drops, crypto generally pumps, and the M2 money supply is taking off. China unbanning. Are China going to unban? That's a very interesting comment on there. So lots of bullish narratives, plus Jackson Hole. Now listen, this is quite interesting that 70% of the time markets are up for the week following Jackson Hole meetings scheduled this week. Then now that's the S&P 500 that has generally been fairly bullish after that. And certainly, in my opinion, and what I've found, that when the stock market is bullish, it's not a bad thing for crypto. And certainly if the stock market dumps, it's usually not the best thing for crypto. Right now, they're not super correlated, but I do see crypto starting to catch up with the S&P 500. So all eyes will be on Jackson Hole on Friday for Fed Powell as he speaks. Now, talking about some of the coins that I've been accumulating during this accumulation time, during this dump that we had. Casper didn't drop a whole lot, but Casper Supply is owned by dolphin and shark holders. Are you a dolphin or a shark holders or a crab or an octopus? Control of Casper price lies in the hand of retail holders like you and me, not some VCs or dev team who got pre-mined coins. Here's the thing. All of the Casper Supply is out. There is none to be unlocked. Okay, none of that is going to be unlocked. And I'd like to see actually what does constitute a crab there. But most of the holders are the dolphins and the sharks here, the sharks there as well. So it'd be interesting. Maybe somebody can look into that for me and tell me how many coins, how many Casper coins you need to be considered a shark or maybe even a dolphin or a fish there. It would be very interesting. But so Casper is one of the coins I like. 100% of the supply is already out in the market. There are no future unlocks. So that's some interesting points on Casper there. That's one of the coins that I identified that I've been accumulating in this dip. Bitcoin has so far seen a return for August, which is pretty much in line with the last 2 years, which also wasn't great. Interesting enough, September was green last year, and generally September is not green. So it'll be very interesting to see if there's a little bit of a curveball and surprise, and if we repeat 2023 and we get a green September. Generally, September is red, and then as we see after that, we see some pretty green in 2020. So green October, November, December. Let's see if that repeats there. But certainly it will be interesting. You know, a lot of people are going, September's going to dump, and that's what they said last year, and then it didn't. So we need to be careful there that we can't just assume that September is going to be red or overly red. And even the last few Septembers haven't been overly red either. So we'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Interesting about Ethereum, and as many of you know from in the Discord, and I mentioned the channels before, that I sold my entire HODL position. I still have the Ethereum ETF, and I still have an ETH swing trade that I do, but it's gone into the SUI network, setting a new record. Okay, so I'm not bearish on Ethereum. I still think Ethereum can do well. I still think Ethereum can get to $10,000 per coin. I still think it can do a 3 to a 5x. Don't get me wrong there, but certainly short-term bearish. And there were other opportunities that I moved into, like Tau, like Banana. I've given these trades multiple times over the last few days and on the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, get in the Discord. The links are below in the description. You can sign up there for the Discord with the Stocks with Josh Discord there, okay? And SUI's network is leading DEX is outperforming. So SUI network's leading DEX is outperforming Solana's largest DEX. So CETUS is a DEX there over the last, I think, 470 days is now outperforming Radium. Is SUI the Solana killer? And I did do a episode about SUI a few days ago. If you jumped on, then SUI was actually about 80 cents at the time. I believe it's pumped up to about 90, but I certainly have SUI on my cheat sheet. So if you haven't checked out my cheat sheet, again, it's in the link in the description below. I give entries, take profits, and other great resources and links. And here again with Ethereum, some of the largest Ethereum whales holding over 10,000 ETH have been steadily selling over the past month with no signs of easing up. And this is why you got to look at a coin and say, is it an accumulation or is it in distribution? We know Bitcoin's an accumulation because over the last beginning of this month and July, Bitcoin whales have been accumulating Bitcoin at record rates. But what we're seeing with ETH is the opposite. So it would seem to me, based off these charts and this data, that ETH is in distribution, okay, not an accumulation, where Bitcoin is an accumulation. So another interesting point there on Ethereum. And then if we look at more information as it comes in, we've got the Bitcoin daily MACD has turned bullish. I did share this in the Discord. Here it has flipped, and so we've seen a flip that is very bullish. And this is why, where I've seen some bearish sentiments pop around, I've kind of said, hey, I felt that a pump was in order, and I shared in the Discord that I felt that Bitcoin was more likely to jump than to drop, and it's done exactly that. And so I was able to open some more positions on Tau, TAO, and on Banana, and I currently have a position open that I'm keeping an eye on here on my other screen, and maybe if this trade plays out, I'll share it on the stream. And then we have Bitcoin is forming the right shoulder of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And so we could see that play out and break to the upside. So we'll keep an eye on that. Certainly, I've been looking at that. I believe that's on looks like it's on the 12-hour chart, but I believe also on the 4-hour chart, I identified a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders looking to potentially take shape there. And then China will unban crypto in coming days following pressure from pro-crypto policies and U.S. election sources. What are the sources? I haven't found any legitimate sources here. So until I see some legitimate sources, I'm going to say I'm not sure about this one. It doesn't seem to be anything official there, but I see a lot of news outlets sharing it. And so I'll stay on top of that one. If I hear anything, I'll let you know. But certainly I'm not seeing that this is the case so far. Okay. And then Tau, as we talked about, don't believe me, Tau is a 5-figure crypto trading at 280. It was trading at 280 and it jumped to 300. And I did share in the Discord a trade for Tau with stop loss and take profit. So if you got in that trade and you took that trade, I took the first take profit at 300, and then I'm going to be looking at the next take profit at 340 on Tau. And certainly if it pulls back into that 280, 285, my accumulation range on Tau was 265 to 285. And I did share that in the cheat sheet here. You can, so I did share that in the Discord. So make sure that you sign up for the Discord. I give some price action trades signals in there as well. So, and of course, if you haven't already gotten on board with the Empire game, there's a link below in the description. This is a free airdrop. I find it a fun game to do during dead time. There's a lot of dead times during the day when you're waiting for things or doing things. And certainly if you sign up, there is a link below in the description. You access it via Telegram and you're able to participate and receive free tokens, which you can then sell for a profit. All right, we're going to jump into the charts right now. And so we've got Bitcoin, and what we see here is, as always, the 200 EMA on the daily. Generally, Bitcoin does not stay below it very long. In fact, we did see a 2-month period where from August to October where we saw in the last bull run. But so we could see something similar here. But certainly the 50-day moving average, again, these are two indicators that I have taught on this channel, and you just see how powerful they are. We've come up into it, rejected, up, rejected, rejected, rejected. So I think if we get a break above here, then I think we're going to continue to the upside of this channel, and we'll start to test the 63, 64, probably coming up 64 to 65 area, and maybe even as high as the top here, which is around that 69 region again. And how many more times we're going to head up against it until we break through. A continued rejection here, and obviously we'll come back down, and then I think a possible retest of the 200 EMA on the daily here. But just a lot of sideways chop, but it doesn't mean that altcoins can't have a run, okay? And we've been looking at altcoins like Banana. This is still an entry for me, sitting right on the 50-day moving average at about 49.50 there. And so that's certainly a entry there, and certainly stop loss could go. Actually, let's go to the 4-hour here, because we're also, as you can see, the 200 EMA on the 4-hour is actually at 47. So a good place to put stop losses there. If you're accumulating as a long-term hodl, certainly you can manage your position and your risk. You don't have to be as aggressive with stop losses, but just a quick trade here. You can see that if we drop below around about $47 there, maybe even $46, depending on how aggressive you want to be with your stop loss, you could certainly take a trade on that one. And I did share this in the Discord yesterday, the last couple of days. And this has sat in this range here for a nice little amount of time, which is actually quite good. And so with Banana, the entry is around $49 to $50. I think while you're still at 50, that's still a great entry. Stop loss just under 47 there. And then take profit around $58, $60, and then $70, and then $80 there for Banana. But certainly it just depends. It depends on your position size, where you want to put your stop loss. You could certainly also put it, so I would be putting it just under the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. That's sitting currently at about 47. So maybe at about $47, you could put a stop loss there and would invalidate that trade, but certainly the 49.50. And I'm accumulating here my spot position as well. So I have two positions open here. I have a spot long-term hold position, and certainly I'll purchase more if it drops down to around this area here. We've got an order block here, but I'm particularly interested in around this area right here, which is around $42 to $45. So I'd probably pick up another buy here around 43 if it came down here for hodl. But for my trade position, my day trading position, I would be stopped out if we broke below there. So, and then also Tau is another great trade that I gave here on YouTube, but I also gave here on the Discord as well. And I gave the entry, Tau entry. I actually gave it a couple of days ago, I believe. Yeah, on the 18th. So 2 days ago. And the entry was around between 282 and 290 there. And if you got in that entry, well, then obviously you were able to come up and take profit. TPs were at 300, 320. I don't think we quite got to 320 there. And obviously we're pulling back a little bit. There's a nice stopping volume candle. So I would expect us to maybe come back. And so if you didn't get in this trade, you might get another bite at it around there at about 286, 287, 288, where the 200 EMA is on the 4-hour, okay? But you also have a little bit lower down here for Tau on the daily time frame, you have it sitting at around 284. So yeah, somewhere between that. Yeah, so 282 to 288 is going to be a good re-entry if you didn't make that trade and you missed out. That is quite a large stopping volume candle. So I do expect this to come down and retest those averages. Maybe 290. I have a trend line here. There's a Fibonacci there at 28, 288, 289, 290. I would probably start getting back in the trade around 290 there. So that's not a bad place to do that. Now, if you're looking to buy for spot, honestly, anything I believe under the 200 EMA on the daily at 344 is a gift. So this is why I teach having multiple portfolios. If you've seen my cheat sheet, I've got videos on there, training videos, links for training videos. It's all free for you guys to help you on your trading journey. Certainly, I have multiple portfolios. So I have a Tau portfolio that's just HODL, and I'm going to look to add for the Tau anywhere between 265 and probably 285. I'll look to continue to accumulate. Is this a deviation outside the range? Will we come back into this little area here? If we do, I'll continue to accumulate for my HODL, and I'll also look at probably opening a trade position there as well. Adding to my swing trade position, which I took some profit out at around 300. It pumped while I was sleeping a little bit more. I might have taken a little bit more profit. Didn't quite get there, but I'm certainly looking for that 340 level up here to take some profit. This will be a good profit taking area. If you didn't take profit at 300 and you just wanted to wait it out to 340, that's fine as well. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just for education and entertainment purposes only. And so I hope that will help you out with your trading there. But as I said, I give all this stuff in the Discord and I update there if there's any changes or movements. So this is why I really encourage to get involved in the Discord and get signed up. The links are below in the description. I'm in the crypto channel daily giving, and I'm in the Crown Traders section as well. Alrighty, I think we will wrap it up there. And again, thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate every single one of you, your support, your encouragement, and of course, in the Discord, all the incredible people that are in there as well that I interact with on a daily basis. I really appreciate all of you as well. I want to give you a shout out. Okay, that's it for now. And so until the next one, happy trading.